Good morning, Vietnam. Just kidding. It is the Chase. Thank you for waking up with us. We are back once again. I'm Troy LeCastro alongside my co-host, David Yarger. David, happy Jersey Friday.
Happy Jersey Friday, Troy. What do we got going on here?
Oh, thank you for asking. In our recent order of jerseys, I went very obscure.
Yes.
Right? So this is probably your early 2000s, maybe 2000 exactly. Kansas City Royals, Mike Sweeney jersey.
That's like the Mike Sweeney jersey where he hit the home run in the movie Moneyball.
See? That's what I'm saying. Mike Sweeney, I feel like a player we forget about in the steroid era. I mean, he wasn't,
Because he played for the Kansas City Royals.
He did, but the dude was huge. He was massive.
He was.
Big first baseman. I mean, I feel like that was the thing back then. That was the trend. Your baseball team had a big first baseman who could just absolutely rake.
Exactly. Yep.
So who do you have on?
I have Maryland. Maryland. Number 1, Stephon Diggs.
Maryland, number 1.
Also, in our little order that we had. So.
Yeah, I was excited. So everybody, Meerkat got jerseys. I got jerseys. Steve got jerseys. We all got jerseys. And poor David, his was like the only one. None of them were coming in.
Pretty much. It's just my luck.
So there you go. I was honestly ecstatic to be able to give it to you.
Yeah, you sent me a freaking text. You were like, I couldn't wait till the morning.
I know. I was super hyped for you. So now that you're hyped, you're dressed in your garb. You got the threads. You got the drip. Why don't you take us into the weekend with a little motivation?
Yes, indeed. You know what? This one is great just because I love who the quote is by. The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their attitude. The one, the only, Oprah Winfrey.
Woo. Can you give us the little...
You get a jersey.
Yeah, you get a jersey. Everybody gets a jersey. Yes, exactly. That's Oprah's crowd right there. Yeah. Oh, I love it. That is getting me going. All right, so I'm ready to go. We've got a great show lined up. I say that every time, but I mean it every time. That's why I say it. We're going to be talking... What's that?
Because it's just that good.
We just love to chase good times. That's what we're doing here. All right, we're going to talk 2 new releases dropping today. Collectors are salivating. They're trying to get their hands on some of that Dunross Optic football, and Panini will also release the H2 version of Chronicles Football. And remember that Jersey Fusion Herbert bounty we had, the 15K? Well, the company is back with a bounty this time for a Mickey Mantle. Also, a Jalen Suggs logoman is making the news for his inscription. We'll talk about that and what other inscriptions could mean for the hobby. But before we get into that, if you recall, on Wednesday's show, we opened 2 boxes of Leaf Trinity Baseball for our box rip giveaway. So I'm going to toss it over to our main man, Meerkat, with the details on that. Who is the winner?
So first off, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Jersey Friday.
Yes.
And we have a winner for those Trinity cards, those sick patches, that Robert Hassel, that Khalil Watson. Just a great rip there. Remember, big giveaway for the national tickets. Comment the winner, but I think we all know who that is. But for winning the cards that we pulled yesterday, it's going to Cena 101101. Cena is always, in the mix with the show. He's in the chat. He's commenting on the stuff. So shout out to Cena. You were the lucky one today. We'll be reaching out to you.
Absolutely, Cena. Thank you for your continued viewership. We very much appreciate it. And for those who don't know, I did a little... You can't see me because I'm assuming his Cena was in reference to John Cena, of course, one of the GOATs.
Yes. What was the username again, Meerkat?
Cena 101101.
Okay.
Ba-ba-da-da.
It's John Cena.
His name is John Cena.
That always makes me think of the kid, too, who's like trying to play the recorders with his nose, and he's trying to play the John Cena theme music. Oh,
fine. What a time.
Anyways, we are within days of the National in Atlantic City, and it's bound to be a crazy week. Bound to be. and it can be overwhelming to try and prep yourself for the madness of that show floor. If you're traveling to Atlantic City next week for your first national, you may want to listen up. Check this out. Standing by right now, we have Jason Martin from Preserve the Hobby with his must-haves for your 2020 national trip. Good morning, Jason. How are you?
Doing well, guys. How are you?
Oh, swell.
Pretty good.
We're
Ready for national.
I was going to say, we ourselves are getting prepped for national, kind of trying to get warmed up. So we wanted to bring you on because we figured it's perfect timing. But before we get into that, I'm curious, for those at home who don't know, what is Preserve the Hobby?
So it's something I started a couple years ago, and with work and life, as everything kind of goes, sometimes it's sporadic. So there's been some podcast episodes and some content, some written content, which is where this kind of comes from today. But also I'm one of the hosts of NASCAR Radio. So we also, every week we have a YouTube and a podcast, just talking about racing cards and some F1 and NASCAR, and kind of blend all that in as well.
Very nice. So, that is a good question. I had what you said at the end there about you being, host of NASCAR Radio and that. I want to know, I'm curious, there has been this boom with F1 racing, not only right on the track, but obviously in the hobby. What's kind of been your take on that? What have you seen, and where do you think this could potentially go with F1?
It's super interesting because it's one of those uncharted territories that we've never really had in the hobby before. It's not something that was popular and then came back. It's kind of a brand new thing. But it's a good question that you asked, because this week we were actually talking about some PSA sales from some Tops Now F1 cards, and some of those have dropped drastically. 70, 80, 90% for some Lewis Hamiltons and stuff like that. That's a pretty big drop even within 1 or 2 years. It's really tough to say on F1. NASCAR has kind of always been on that back burner, but for F1, it's kind of anybody's guess. If we come out of the bubble kind of in plateau, or if we keep going down, it's a tough one to tell.
So that, in my eyes, that begs the question too, what do you think could possibly help this? Should they maybe do another season of the Netflix series, or what do you think could bring it back up a little bit, and maybe not necessarily plateau as much as it is, or drop?
That stuff never hurts. We had The Last Dance, and now we have the Jeter special, and then the Bubba Wallace show for NASCAR. That stuff never hurts. For me, I'm kind of the outsider collector when it comes to NASCAR and F1 of the show. For me, it's all about the mainstream. Like, I never see it Walmart, Target, like you see the other sports. So I think when it's more accessible for the regular collector, I think then we'll kind of see some spikes, and more up arrows.
Interesting.
And Jason, I got to ask, you're in Preserve the Hobby. How long have you been a collector? Did this thing start at a young age? Did it start, a few years back? We've seen a mix of answers from a ton of people.
Yeah, I'm that typical, I just turned 40 last month. My childhood year of collecting is 1990, so right when I was 7, 8 years old. It's one of those things, as far as I can remember, that's what I did. And ever since, I've kind of done everything from shows, like audio video shows, to card shows, and worked for some other companies and written content. So it's one of those things where I've kind of done a little bit of everything for as long as I can remember.
Gotcha. And I think let's kind of gravitate towards the national a little bit.
Yeah.
Get some tips from you. Honestly, I got to ask, what are you most excited for this year from the 2022 national?
It's one of those things where everybody convenes on that one location. I think as far as all the people that I'm with in my kind of circle, that's what we all gravitate towards, is being able to see each other for more than like an hour once a month at a weekend show. You know, this is where people plan vacations, you know, around, and they take multiple days off. It's almost like that March Madness thing where, you know, people take off that whole first weekend. You know, that's kind of what this is. And there's the exchange of ideas and swag and all that, you know, kind of stuff that goes along with it.
And now, like, for example, this is going to be my first national that I've ever gone to. So what are your best tips for, you know, the average first time national goer?
For me, it's, you know, this is very vague, but it's be prepared. Don't treat it as your local hotel show where there are 30 or 50 tables or dealers. This is like, it's like Wizard of Oz. It's like black and white is your local show, and you go to this and it's color, and you're just like, holy crap, you know, it can be very overwhelming when you step in that door. You know, my first one was 2018 in Cleveland. And as long as I've been in this industry, I was not ready, you know, and I've been to Chantilly shows and Robert Morris in Pittsburgh. Those are bigger shows for the area, but the National is its own monster. It's like Cedar Point versus Disney World. You know, it's big, but you're just not ready for it.
Now, I know the reason I reached out to you and I found you is that you had written the blog post and kind of gave people the tips here. So for those who maybe didn't get a chance to read the blog, can you give it to us that way where, you know, what are some of the real main bullet points that you really think people need to know and need to have going into the national, and why?
The biggest thing for me is be comfortable. With my regular job, I travel for 5 or 10 days at a time. And if I forget something or, you know, have something that's uncomfortable clothes, I'm just annoyed, you know, for the whole day. So for me, that's a big one. You know, if something is bothering you at 8 o'clock in the morning, you're just going to be a miserable person at 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? So for me, it's be comfortable. Don't treat it as your local show. Take a backpack, wear comfortable shoes. Don't wear flip-flops, you know, wear sneakers or whatever. Walking shoes, essentially something you can do for a while. Clothes, take a backpack, take a notebook, plan on a battery charger, you know, something for your phone. Like Panini usually gives them out every once in a while. Stuff like that, stuff that you are going to need. It's almost like stuff that you're going to need in 4 or 5 hours instead of right when you get there. You're going to get hungry. Take food. You know, don't take anything that can spill in your bag, because you don't want to buy a card and then spill your water bottle, and then it just, you know, ruins your card. One of my big things, even for small shows, is take supplies. Take your own stuff, because if you are at somebody's booth and you pull a card, the odds of them selling a bunch of wax from a local dealer and selling supplies is kind of slim. Take something to where you're prepared for anything. I usually pack like a graded card sleeve and put a couple sleeves, a couple different size top loaders, just for that spur of the moment pull. You know, again, you don't want to pull something and then walk away and you drop it, you bump into somebody, you know, so, see what else we got here. Sharpie, you know, the past couple of years, we've seen a lot more, I don't want to call them celebrities, but celebrities in our industry. And there's kind of been some value attached to signatures there. You know, Gary Vee was there a couple of years ago. You might want to get an autograph, you know, and I've seen athletes walk the show after they get done signing. Every once in a while, they'll sign. It's pretty slim, but, you know, be prepared.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing here is be prepared. 2 words right there that perfectly sum it up.
Literally, just be prepared. But I got to ask you, this is my personal last question. What is one of the bigger mistakes that you've seen from people that go to the national? Like, what's something that has sticked out that you're like, I wouldn't do that?
I think the backpack thing, because it's that thing of you go to the small shows once a month, you're not prepared for this big show. You can go out to your car at the small shows every 10 minutes and go in and out. This is a bigger venue. It's a longer walk. You might lose track of where you are. Take a backpack because you can stuff it full all day long. And you might not be able to get in and out of the building 7 or 8 times like you would at a local show. And I think sometimes there's a stigma of, I don't want to lug it around all day, but I think once you have it and it comes in handy, you're like, oh, this was a great idea, because it also, you can put your other stuff in there as well.
Yeah, I think those are definitely good things to note. Hopefully people are paying attention and writing it as we speak, writing them down. Now, I know you said your first one was in 2018 in Cleveland.
Yep.
Will we be seeing you in 2022 in Atlantic City?
I'm still trying. My work schedule is not cooperating as much as I would like to. So if I get there, it'll be over the weekend, that Saturday and Sunday.
There you go. I feel like a nice weekend in Atlantic City for cards and, maybe the casino buffets. That's what I go for, is the casino buffets, but something to check out. Last but not least, where can we find Preserve the Hobby? Where can we follow you on social media? Where can we find your content?
Just preservethehobby.com. For Twitter, it's Preserve Hobby. Everything else is Preserve the Hobby. For me personally, it's Jason Dean Martin, pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, the NASCAR radio stuff with me, Logan and Val is all NASCAR radio. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I do want to say something to you. The Mike Sweeney jersey, you must have known my history of collecting, because in the early 2000s, I felt like if I got a relic, it was Mike Sweeney. Every time. How you have that guy that just haunts you? That was him.
Yes. Every collector has that one. I know exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, that was just a little 2020, I guess I was looking forward, and I figured this was a good one to wear today. So little did I know. Are you okay? Was there a little like flashback there? You're like, oh no, not Mike Sweeney.
It kind of was. I've forgotten all about him. Like you had said, most people do. And then it was like, oh my God, like every absolute jersey card, or, the early 2000s Leaf playoff, man, it was always Mike Sweeney.
See, for better or for worse, that's my mission here, is to wear these obscure jerseys to bring these guys back into the focal point, at least for maybe a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, we really appreciate you joining us today, and we'll look out for you in Atlantic City next week.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you.
No problem. You have a good one.
Thanks for joining.
You too.
Oh, man. Little did I know that I would put the fear into someone over my Mike Sweeney jersey.
Yeah, you're giving people nightmares.
Who would have thought? Should I just take it off? Just kidding. I don't have anything underneath. You guys know this, that I only wear my jerseys. That's it. I don't have a shirt underneath. Who does that? Oh,
who knows? Who does that?
Anyways, it's Friday, another release day. So why don't you get us started with what is hitting shelves today?
Absolutely. Hopefully you guys were taking notes during that interview right there. But first up is the H2 version of 2021 Chronicles Football. Each box contains 1 silver parallel, 4 Optichrome, 4 acetate, 10 exclusive Crown Royale inserts, and 2 numbered parallels. Find the historically popular release of years past with Dynagon, Rookies, Prism Black, Panini, Gridiron Kings, Crown Royale, Turn of the Century Autos, Clear Vision Rookies, and Playoff Momentum Rookies. And also, new in 2021, look for Flux Rookies, Magnitude Ascension Autographs, Totally Certified SIGs, and Invincible Autos. So there you look on the screen that we had that Earl Campbell that was up there. It was pretty sweet for a legend. And then, oh yeah, look at the Herbie. The Herbie's there, the Rogers. Pretty sweet looking cards. So.
Herbie fully loaded. There's the Prism Blacks. You can get those in the Chronicles. I've seen a few already since people have started breaking this. I laughed because you said Crown Royale, and it just made me think of Pulp Fiction, a little Royale with cheese. No, not Crown Royal. Jeez, this is a family show. We don't talk about adult pops around here. Or what do you call them?
Wobbly Pops.
Wobbly Pops. Crown Royale. A little Crown Royale with cheese. So we're following that up with the highly anticipated 2021 Dunross Optic Football. Woo. Here it comes. Each box contains 1 auto, 20 rated rookies, 10 parallels, 8 of those being numbered, and 4 inserts. And new to 2021, look for the base ice, which is numbered to 15, and then the rated rookies ice, also numbered to 15. There on the screen, you can see the base ice of Aaron Rodgers. Also new is the inserts 2021 Optic Gifted Rookies, Rising Suns, Glow Ball, thank you, Meerkat, and Legendary Logos. Also, don't forget about the Case Hit insert downtown, which there is gold vinyl 101 parallels. And as you can see there, perfect example on the screen of our boy, Josh Allen, right there, the downtown.
The downtown.
Downtown, if you're from Pittsburgh. I wanted to mention, too, that obviously some people got their hands on this early, and stuff is already up there for this product on eBay. Justin Fields, a laser downtown prism. Somebody is asking $4,000 for it.
Huh.
And I told you and Meerkat before we started recording that 2021 Kellen Mond out of 50 Vikings auto, it's a purple color match, sold for $700.
Kellen Mond, remind you, is not even the starter yet.
Not even the starter, but obviously people think a high ceiling. Now, this was a best offer. I don't know what was taken on this. Interesting, though. Another laser downtown. It's Randy Moss, but in a Patriots jersey. So somebody took a best offer on that. I'm really curious as to what that sold for. But this stuff is already out there. But honestly, I saw some breaks of the early stuff. A lot of numbered cards. A lot of low number stuff. Obviously, downtown's one per case. There's the black parallels now, which are out of 25. So just some really cool stuff. Looking forward to seeing what the breakers can get out of that. I know we do have some scheduled, so dacardworld.com. Check out the DACW Live Lounge. I know we've got some Optic ready to rip there.
Indeed. And you know what? It's a perfect segue because, as we always do on Friday, we like to take a look into our DA Card World Live Lounge. You know, our boys breaking over there. First segment that we like to call the Live Roundup. Per usual, the boys are pulling heat once again. So, let's take a look at what made our headlines for this week's Live Roundup. Dave, hit it.
It's gonna be Brock Lesnar, Superstar Signature. Let's go. You're going to SummerSlam. He's coming around. Brock Lesnar. Number to just 10. Absolutely incredible. Coming up to Nationals is also SummerSlam. Trying to become the world champion once again. Brock Lesnar. Incredible. Off of just a second pack. One way to start off a day. Brock Lesnar, superstar to 10.
Scotty Barnes, rookie, and oh my. Are you ready? Are you ready, bully? Please don't tease me here, Panini. Please be an auto. 230. Oh, it's not an auto, but we'll still take it. 230. A blue shimmer, Scotty Barnes. Have another Scotty. Have another Scotty Barnes. 230. 20 of 30, Scotty Barnes. Scotty, you know what you're doing. You're taking a seat and you're watching the rest of the break with us.
You got a birthday miracle here, DFS. You got a birthday miracle here. Connor McDavid, Material Laureate, out of 25. Connor McDavid. Material Laureate out of 25. There you go, DFS. Happy birthday to you. There you go. That is a Connor McDavid auto out of 25 Material Laureate. I unfortunately do not have any 181 touches. Otherwise, this would certainly go into one. But there you go, my friend, a Connor McDavid patch auto out of 25. Happy birthday, my friend.
Indeed, a happy belated birthday to DFS there.
For
In
real?
case you didn't know.
That's a nice little birthday gift there, eh?
I'd say, hey, I saw what you did
Oh.
there. But yeah, real quick, John pulling that out of 10 Brock Lesnar auto. For those who don't know, John is going to SummerSlam. And I am so mad at him. Although I will say, I think it's because we'll be in Atlantic City. So it's not like I'm. Dude, I will break your fingers. I'm not kidding.
Cue the
God, get
call
Tyler.
HR.
Call HR. Yeah, call HR on me because I want to break somebody's fingers for. Never mind. But yeah, John's going to SummerSlam. Steve was funny there, having Scotty Barnes sit by his side to watch the rest of the break.
Yep.
So another great week. Steve will be on later after us. He'll have group breaks and some personal breaks. Like I said, Dunross Optic. Moving on now. Last December, if you remember, David Adams put out a $15,000 bounty on the Justin Herbert Shield from Jersey Fusion. Well, that treasure was finally unearthed, as you can see right here. Check it out. I know we can't really do a zoom.
Whoa.
But check that out. The Herbie 1-of-1 shield finally from Jersey Fusion. We'll have more on that in some later episodes, but there you go. A nice look at the card for you.
Very nice.
Very nice. How much? $15,000.
I'll get
Literally what it was. So we're back. We're back, baby. We are returning to action with now. You can put it up on the screen, please, Dave. A $20,000 bounty for the 1-of-1 1960 Mickey Mantle autographed Master Jersey Fusion.
Wow.
That's right. I said it. If you pull the 1-of-1 1960 Mickey Mantle autograph from Jersey Fusion Baseball, Dave and Adams will buy it from you from, let me say it again. I'll get it real. I'll get in here. $20,000. 20,000 beans, folks. You kidding me?
I'm hoping I pull it. JK.
Save some for the rest of us, bro. What would you do with 20,000? What would you do with $20,000? Would you circulate it back into the hobby?
Hopefully not. I'll just put it away.
Good answer for your mother who is watching.
Yeah, no. I would say buy a house, but yeah, that ain't gonna do much on that.
Nah, you ain't getting much for $20,000.
No way. Anyways,
Anyways,
here at the Chase, we spend a lot of time talking about the cards, like the Herbert one and the Mickey Mantle one. That gives us a lot of oohs and ahs. In the card world, though, we know that not every card is going to give you that wow factor. Recently, Barstool Sports came out with an article noting the top 5 ugliest baseball cards in history.
you ugly.
In order, the list went, and here we go. We're going to pull them up on the screen. 1989 tops, featuring the same cursive font for each team, which I don't know. I kind of like this card in a sense.
I was going to say, keep this up for a second because, Meerkat, you can chime in too, obviously, but like, I don't think these are that bad.
I didn't think this one was that bad. I had a ton of these as a kid.
That's what I mean. And I've, obviously, Tops, which I'm sure you can find on dacardworld.com, they have the Heritage product, which goes back through the years and reproduces these cards with the new players on it. But I don't think that's a bad design.
No, the shots in this set were great. Good pictures of the players, but I think the biggest knock on it is probably just the plain white borders there. I mean, we're already in 89 at this point. People are getting creative with the borders, the backgrounds of these cards. it's just a plain white border. It shows every imperfection. It's almost hard to tell where the card begins when you're looking at it, in certain lights and stuff. So I think that might be the biggest knock on it. It's just it's a little boring. It's a little lazy.
So you're saying to me that we're obviously looking at we were looking at the Randy Johnson. You don't have to put it back up. It's fine. They're all white bordered. It wasn't just that Randy Johnson. Like they're all white bordered like that, as far as you know.
As far as I know, yeah, the bases are all
right.
white bordered like that.
Okay,
Interesting.
That's fair. I get that gripe. All right.
Okay, so number 4, the 1993 Upper Deck, where Upper Deck is written bigger than the player, team, and name.
I don't know, man. Like
I truthfully, I'm not a huge fan of this look.
it's not great, but I feel like I've seen uglier.
I don't know. I feel like
Well, go ahead. Finish your thought
I
because
just feel like Upper Deck is literally written bigger than the player name and the team, and it's more like a brand technique rather than like showing the player.
I'm sure it's not this way on every card, but let's make note too that literally Cal Ripken Jr.'s dome piece is covering the D in deck.
Yes, so
It's upper Eck.
Upper Eck.
What say you, Meerkat?
I agree with David. The big Upper Deck, it's a little much there, but I actually like these cards. I remember these are, one of the sets I was collecting growing up when I was ripping a ton of older wax and stuff. And I always liked the 93 Upper Deck. I thought it was like a classy look. It's got a nice little glossy finish on it. The shots, great pictures, great action shots going on. But yeah, the Upper Deck's a little big and the player name's a little small. Not the biggest fan of cursive fonts on cards. I'm not going to lie.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right there.
No,
Dave went a little like you can't see it because you're over there. It went in out. It got
stuck.
It got stuck.
Doesn't get stuck when it's sound effects, apparently. But
Weird.
anyways,
But yeah, I will say obviously Upper Deck has gotten better because I know currently present day and I think after that they've moved to the diamond logo in like the corner of the card. So okay, I understand.
numero tres. The 1988 Fleer with truthfully just one of the most random designs I've ever seen in my entire life.
This one feels like it gives me the package of Wonder Bread vibes.
Yeah.
I can definitely, I definitely see that.
Or it like that background looks like it should be wrapped around a piece of gum that the flavor lasts about 10 seconds before you need it. Yeah, like the bazooka gum.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think it's a nice, simple design. I just think it's poorly executed. You got to add more color in the background there. You just have the random red and blue stripes. They're not even aligned. You see it, start to go through the left side and it comes out the right side, an inch higher. That bothers me. I'm going to not lie there. That bothers me. But the name too, kind of just being up in the top corner, diagonal. It's just a poorly executed card. I think the idea was great and it could have been done a lot better. Well,
I know that you're, a perfectionist, so you can come back out to us, Dave, if you want. We know you like symmetry. I'm sure I figured you were going to say something like that it would drive you nuts. But I think something we do have to take into consideration is that I feel like back then these were geared more towards children, not necessarily adults like it is now. You know what I mean? Back then the kid was probably like, "Oh, cool, look at this design." But yeah, looking back on it, like, do better. Let's do better.
Yeah.
Number 2. I've had a few of these, I think.
Yeah.
1990 Donruss. I don't really have much to say. I know I've
definitely had these. I think we all did. I remember I used to go to garage sales or local card shops and I'd get like a team set of these or or they'd put together a random pack for 75 cents or whatever. I don't know. These are another ones. I
don't think this one's that bad.
Here's my problem. Anybody who watches the show or knows me in the studio or around the office, I'm a nostalgic guy. I like vintage. I like everything vintage. I like the weird designs.
I knew that was Gonna be what you said.
You know what I mean? Seriously though, you know what it almost feels like to me, like the way Mookie Wilson is written and the lines running through, is if you were writing sheet music or something. If you were like, it looks like music. You know what I'm saying?
BAG.
Yeah, BAG. Exactly.
BBAAA.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. So I mean, Meerkat, what are your thoughts on this one?
No, I do like it. I don't think it deserves where it is on the list. It's another card that could be executed better, but as far as, cursive diagonal names and stuff, it's easy to read. It looks good how it's presented, like you brought up. Everything's simple. You got, position, name, you have Donruss there in the corner, and we were talking about boring borders. Throwing a little speckle here. We got some speckles going on. A little fun there.
Well,
I like this. Honestly, yeah, I like the speckle.
little speckle.
Little Salt Bay?
Speckle.
Little Salt Bay speckle. You gotta do it like that. One thing I did take away from that card, Mookie Wilson playing for the Blue Jays. I had no clue. Obviously, I know Mookie Wilson from playing with the Mets,
Right.
beating the 86 Red Sox, and the ball going through Buckner's legs.
Buckner.
I do want to note that in this article, the man who wrote it, Chris Clemmer for Barstool, he said, this is his second worst set, like the base set, but the Diamond Kings insert from this year was one of his favorite cards. And I can't be any more in disagreement with him. I thought these Diamond Kings were way overdone. I thought it's too busy. I am not a fan of them at all. I like the base a lot more. I'd put the Diamond Kings as 2, maybe the insert, but not the base.
I kind of agree.
You agree?
I kind of agree with Mir.
I love those Diamond Kings.
It's just so. It was like so much in one card. It just was like it was a
Pack it all in, baby.
little much. I don't know.
Pack it all in.
All right, can I get a drum roll for number 1, please?
You want to get, yeah. Go ahead. You don't have a drum. Of all the things, you don't have a drum roll? All right. How about one with your mouth, Meerkat? Can you do a little brrr?
Oh, no.
No, you can't roll your R's? Do you need me to do it? Take that off. That's a dumb sound. Why would you use that? Why would you even use that?
Number 1. Last but
That's
not
so
least,
anticlimactic.
the
Number 1.
this is deserving. The 1991 Fleer. This just looks like a newspaper headline, and I just can't. If they do it by team, like color too, the yellow is just horrendous.
Yeah, that is gross. Like that. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is your definition of present day, a color match, if you will. But that is ugly. That is an ugly looking card. I think that deserves the spotlight.
Yeah, the name is so large. Neil Heaton. It's just like
It's like they're yelling at that. Yeah, it's like Fleer's trying to yell at you.
Jeez Louise.
You boys ready for a hot take?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, cripe.
If this card wasn't a bright gaudy yellow, this is one of my favorite sets ever.
Favorite?
I like the simplistic retro designs like this. It's so asymmetrical. It's so simple, but it gets it done. I think if it doesn't look like, a road sign, it would be a hell of a product.
Hey. We're live, pal.
I'm walking here.
Respect the light. We're live here. Come on.
Freaking gabagool.
Oh, what are we doing? Now, I got a question, though, because obviously Donruss, Panini now has Donruss. Have you seen them trying to do any of those designs in the modern day cards?
So Donruss baseball nowadays is loaded with inserts. I mean, that's really what you're chasing.
Yes.
And a lot of them are, crazy inserts, but they do some throwback stuff. It's definitely cool to see. Lots of homages to retired players, legends, stuff like that. So it's cool when you get those types of inserts. And then you have the other inserts that are, a lot of them are kind of busy, like the Diamond Kings, and people like that. So Donruss really gives you a nice variety nowadays, and shouts out to the past.
Now, real quick before we move on, you and I, sorry, I don't know what happened, but Meerkat and I actually had our examples of what we thought was just butt ugly. So
Pull it up.
I don't know whose is first. Oh, there.
yeah.
Meerkats is first.
All right, so it's not this specific set, but the turkey red cards in general, I know they used to come out as their own sets and stuff. I think nowadays they're really just inserts in other Topps products, but you still see them. I was talking about the other day, I was going through my old card collection, which I've been doing for the past 2 years. It's a lot. And I pulled out one card. It's a Lawrence Maroney Patriots turkey red card. And other than the fact it's the Patriots, I was just like, I do not like these cards. I never have. I remember as a kid being like, I don't care about this card. I used to penny sleeve every card. That one was not because of the Patriots, because it was a turkey red. So it's just one of those cards I don't love. And we'll talk about inscriptions later on, but Phil Hughes had one of these in his archives and he goes, why is this even a card?
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely certainly have a personal vendetta against that. Stevens, if you want to come back out. Yeah, I remember Turkey Red. Topps tried to do it as its own series back in like I think 12, 13. I know they did it with football and baseball.
Yeah.
And never a great look. For mine, I want to go back to nostalgia. We've been talking about the Dunross of the late 80s. Dave, could you pull mine up?
Ooh.
This is ugly. Dunross 1987. I mean, dude, what is that? Like the weird baseball with what is that? Like gold and then yellow? It's just ugly. It looks like a pattern that would be like in your grandma's bathroom or something. That like the tile.
Looks like a tire track.
Or not the tile, but the wallpaper. Yeah, it's like I mean, agree or disagree, you two. I don't know.
I agree. Card's got a lot of potential, but you throw in that weird little baseball border there. You have all these clashing colors that don't make sense. It's got potential, but this is not an attractive card.
Throw in the fact that Jose Canseco's steroid biceps take up half of the photo.
Definitely. I mean, that whole right side of the card that we were looking at, if you're looking at it on the screen, pretty much taken up by the bicep. So I know you had one last thing to remind the folks, which I think this is a good reminder.
Just got to remind you guys, this isn't our opinion. This was an article that we found. So some of you might be like, wow, I love those cards. Like, those are great looking cards. The Chase, what are you talking about? Just remember, it's not our opinion. We found it online. So, but I think some of us can agree these are not the hottest pieces of cardboard around. So,
and you go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Any turkey red lovers out there? Bring it on. Bring on. I want all the smoke.
Whoa, you heard it here from Meerkat. He'll die on that hill.
Want smoke.
Yeah, I agree. Those are some hot garbage. hot garbage. I will definitely die on my hill. Yeah, I'm surprised 80. Honestly, I'm surprised the 87 Dunross. I'm surprised it didn't make it into the top 5. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of baseball, the stars of the MLB enjoyed a day off on Wednesday following the All-Star game on Tuesday. If you'd ever wondered what some of the greats of the game are doing on their day off, well, look no further. PSA tweeted this of Angels outfielder and all-around stud. There it is. Thank you. And all-around stud Mike Trout. He paid them a visit to submit some recent polls. So from what I can see and what you can see on the screen, it looks like one is a Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson dual auto from Flawless, Dua Lipa. And the other, it looks like it's you went a little too quick, pal. You mind going back for a second? Oh, not to me. There it is. The other is a Franz Wagner, Black Shimmer, I think it looks like. Now, PSA also says that Trout went home with a fresh slab that you can see on the screen now. There it is. That is a signed and authenticated cover of the May 2022 PSA magazine featuring none other than another absolute stud, Ken Griffey Jr. I love that piece. I think that's actually a really cool looking piece.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's their magazine, you said?
Yeah, so PSA said that is their this year May issue, autographed by him and authenticated.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was really nice. I'm kind of jealous. I'll be honest.
It's cool to see Trout collecting stuff like that. So.
Yeah, remember we talked about it a couple weeks back that he's collecting stuff for himself, but also his son. So it's cool to see him with a Zach Wilson Trevor Lawrence dual auto and then the Franz Wagner black shimmer. I mean,
it's not just all baseball for him. So
no, I think that's nice too, is you get to see these players, what they're really into. You know, same with Bobby Witt, even though he did one of his own cards, he also had a ton of football stuff.
Indeed.
So really cool. Now, if you've been following breaking in the last few days, you'll know about this one. Earlier this week, during a break of the newly released National Treasures basketball, Backyard Breaks pulled a Jalen Suggs Logoman auto. But it wasn't just an ordinary auto. Go ahead and take a listen.
Who's that Adam? Oh, you know. He won't take care of this for me. No.
There you go. So if you could pull up the card now, here's a still image from Backyard's Instagram of the Jalen Suggs. And you heard Nikki say it. You can see it here. He wrote, quote, "Take care of this for me." So after seeing that, it got the Chase crew thinking, what are some cool inscriptions we've seen? And how could we see more of these in the hobby going forward? So first of all, I mean, both of you I want to talk to, Meerkat and David. I almost feel like it's a cryptic message. Like, what do you guys think Suggs meant by that?
I'm in full agreement that I think he wants that card and he'll probably buy it. So take care of it. Take care of it for me while pulling it. But then once I buy it, like, I'll actually have it.
Well, take care, brush your hair.
Yeah, as we saw with Trout there, a lot more athletes are getting into collecting cards, especially their own cards, and they have the funds to do so. I think we see more of this type of stuff. The take care of this for me with the smiley face, maybe a wink face, decipher it however you want. But I think it's because he has intentions of buying this. He wants this card to be his one day. And I mean, why wouldn't you? This is the card to have of yourself if you're going to get a card. So I think that's cool. I think moving forward, we may see this more out of, younger athletes, especially kind of marking their territory. Like, hey, I want this card. This is me. You pull this, hit me up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see in the next couple weeks or so, Suggs acquiring this card from whoever won it in the break from Backyard there. I think it's really cool. But there's also the part of it where it's like, is he sullying the card a bit? Does this negatively affect the value if say he doesn't reach out to them to buy or he doesn't want it? Is an inscription like this something that boosts the value because it's so unique, it's cool, it's a little personal message? Or is it like, I don't want this on my card. It's kind of shoved in there on the sticker. It doesn't look too great, so I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or bad thing moving forward.
Well, in my opinion, it's one of those things where it like, I'm sure the old heads, just like with everything, they're so set in their ways. So I'm sure there are collectors that see this and are like, oh, this is, like you said, it's just, we're poo-pooing on the card. Like, that's dumb. Why would you do that? It doesn't look good. It's not good for the hobby. It's not good for the value, yada, yada, this, that, and the third. But I think it's great. Here's why, because it's not like every Jalen Suggs card is going to have an inscription on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of them are just, even if they're one of ones, I'm sure not every one of one Jalen Suggs is going to have that inscription on it. Obviously, that's the one that, like you said, Meerkat, that is the rookie, the Logoman auto out of NT. So I think, like, if I were a player, I would have fun with it. I would write funny inscriptions on some cards, but because I think that's the thing too, is the more that this hobby progresses, the more that players are getting savvy to it, because it's in the news now. It's not like this niche audience and kind of this underground community and hobby. It's being brought to the forefront. So I think, there are players out there that will continue to do funny things like this because they know that it could possibly drive the value up of their cards, or, maybe it'll circulate back to them one day.
And doing like a second look, I almost feel like it's really like personalized when you look at it. So like if you pull that, you're like, wow, he actually put like a lot of thought and effort into like signing this card. So I think it's really like personalized.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with what you said too about like the old heads versus the new generation of card collector, kind of clashing on opinions on that type of card. But I think it's good for the hobby. It just gets players more invested. It adds a little bit of uniqueness to some things. You love to see it. Like some of my favorite cards are inscription cards. Now I'm saying a little more simple. You see Josh Allen's with the Go Bills, or Tom Brady with his MVPs or his Super Bowls, like 7-time Super Bowl champion, like stuff like that. I think very, very cool.
Now, you said something there earlier about Phil Hughes and him having some interesting descriptions, or not descriptions, but inscriptions. So actually, Meerkat and I have one specifically for you. I can't wait to show you. But we brought up some inscriptions that we've seen that got a good laugh out of us. Now, Dave, can you pull up the first one? I can't remember if Meerkat went first or I did. Okay, so it is Meerkat first.
Yeah. So
talk to us a little bit about this one.
So I wanted to highlight Phil Hughes here because he's been posting on Twitter, how active he is in the hobby and stuff the past few years. He's kind of become, a figurehead for the hobby. And he has been signing for, Archives Signature Series, which you saw us rip earlier in the week, the Retired Player Edition. He signs a lot of cards for those, and he kind of puts out some bounties. He'll post some of the ones he signs, and you see this one here, 191 career home runs allowed. It's a theme with some of his inscriptions. He's very self-deprecating. You'll see ones that say like 2010 All-Star Game losing pitcher, or Miguel Cabrera is my daddy, things like that. I think having fun with that, and kind of, he says these are bounties. He puts them out, he posts the pictures. You pull one, I think he wants to buy it from you. So I think it's a very cool thing he's doing with that. And I'd love to see more players kind of ride with things like that.
No kidding. So you think he wants these ones back in his collection?
Yeah, so I think I brought it up earlier. He posted a picture of this year's archives, his inscriptions, and there were some great ones, including the Chrome Turkey Hill. That said, why is this, or the Turkey Red, sorry, why is this even a card? Just a great inscription there. I agree with you, Phil. But he said, here's some bounties for this year's Archive Signature Series. So I don't know if he is putting those out as bounties he wants to get, or, hey, these are the ones you want to chase, guys. I had some fun here.
Also, Turkey Hill, great ice cream, great iced tea. Have to give them a shout out real quick. But that makes me think we broke the Retired Player Edition. So I wonder if there's some Phil Hughes bounties in that one.
Right.
So I got excited because I saw somebody say we pulled one of the Phil Hughes 1-of-1s, and it was a Turkey Red Chrome from Retired Edition in the DACW Live Lounge earlier this week. So I ran over to the box. I went to check, and I'm like, please be an inscription. Please have the why is this even a card? Unfortunately, it was not. It was still a 1-of-1, but we're still chasing those bounties here.
Hey, Phil, you know what? Speaking of Phil, if you're listening, if you're watching, hopefully this can get to him. But David and I would love to have you on the show to talk more about that.
Check your DMs.
Check your There you go. Check the DMs. Now, Meerkat, I know you had one more as well, right? That this was actually in the lounge.
Yeah, so this one was pulled in the lounge a couple of months ago. I just thought this was very cool. Tyler Gilbert out of Topps Inception this year with the 1-of-1, and you see the Dream Big in gold ink right there. 8-14-21 no-hitter. So Tyler Gilbert, not a high-end prospect, not the biggest name you get, but rookie year last year, comes through, throws, an improbable no-hitter. And just an absolute, highlight of last year. It was a great moment. And you see a card like this where he says just a positive inscription. You get the funny ones. You get the I want this, sell it to me. But you get the Dream Big here. I think that's just awesome.
No, I love that. I think that was a good one. Yeah, that was like a nicer one, like positive, uplifting, like just
makes
a
you smile.
Makes it. Now, mine are going to go in the other direction. We're going to start off with this one. So, Rockies prospect, Benny Montgomery, he had some fun in the Bowman products. This is a theme for him. This has been going around Twitter that he does this on some of his cards. So there you can see, but Benny and the Jets.
Oh my!
You look dumb. What? Your jaw's like on the floor.
He drew a mustache.
Oh, and he drew a mustache too. How did I not see that? He mustached you a question.
I'm all in on this guy. This is awesome.
Dude, I don't care if he ever makes it to the bigs. his Chrome cards might be my favorite now, just based on what he did.
Numbered 69 out of 99 too.
Is it really?
Yep.
Nice.
He knows what he's doing.
This guy gets it. I thought that was awesome. But even better, this one's for David. Stevens, can you pull up the next one for me?
Borat.
He signed it to Borat. How amazing. This kid is incredible.
I hope he makes the major leagues because I will buy his jersey and literally everything of his that's apparel, cards, anything. I want that Borat card.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what, too? I don't know how many of them he signed as Borat or as like the Benny and the Jets. But that's another thing that as the wheels were turning, I thought of, even though that one was 69 out of whatever, and you know, the Borat one was a blue wave, blue react, whatever it was. But if he's only signing one of these like this, do they become one of ones? And do the values on it skyrocket, even though this kid may not even make it to the bigs?
I think it's the textbook definition of an eBay 101 right there. But it's just, I think that's awesome. I think people will pay more for those types of cards because gross oversight by me, not including a picture here, but you see some of the Johnny Manziel cards from his rookie year where he's like, F the haters. Like, I'm going to put the team on my back, like Money Manziel cashing out, like things like that. Those cards go for a lot of money because it's a meme at this point.
Yeah.
I think Benny Montgomery, whether he has a successful major league career or not, these are meme cards. They are going to be desirable. They're going to be wanted. I think people are going to be chasing these things and they're going to be willing to pay up for something like this. Like David said, you got a guy who just loves Borat. You're never going to see someone else sign a baseball card Borat. How can you not make a bid?
Did you just coin a new phrase? I think, are we getting into the era of meme cards?
I think that very well may be upon us. Yeah. You can even, say the Suggs 101 was kind of a meme. Like it's almost a troll. Like, hey, hold on to this for me. Like, does he want to buy it? Is he just writing that?
Right. That's what I mean.
It's just fun.
We won't know until we talk to Jalen Suggs. Hey, Jalen. One last example that I wanted to show. Now, Benny this time got his buddy Jordan Lawler involved, and I did a little side by side here. Can you pull that up, Stevens? Yeah, so Jordan signed it as Benny, and Benny signed it as Jordan, and they drew the map of Arizona. How amazing is that?
There's like a sun, there's a cactus, some mountains.
It's just incredible. I love this. I think this is amazing. I love this troll job. I think this is great. I'm sure there is somebody, like we said, the old heads, somebody's out there shaking their fist at the clouds, like, you're ruining it. Like,
get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Like, I just think it's funny. I think it's brilliant for them to be like, hey, dude, let's just have some fun with this. Like, what if we signed as each other?
It's extremely creative. It's fun, and it shows the players put time and thought into signing these cards specifically. This isn't, you have players signing sticker sheet after sticker sheet, the same auto like a robot. Right. Having a player take the time, the thought to do something fun, whether it's for himself or what I'd imagine is for the people to rip it, to have some fun and to chase this stuff. I love it. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely way more of a chase and definitely becomes a treasure.
Indeed. So, next topic.
Yes, sir.
eBay Collectibles.
Go on.
eBay Collectibles recently got with celebrity and star of the movie Project X, Miles Teller, to discuss some baseball cards. Teller had 15 minutes and 25,000 buckaroos to build his ultimate lineup of just 5 cards. eBay put him to the test, and here was his vault selections. We got a 2011 Bowman Chrome Mike Trout Gem Mint, a 1952 Topps Willie Mays PSA 2, a 2001 Topps Chrome Albert Pujols Gem Mint 10, a 2018 Bowman Chrome Shohei Ohtani BGS 9.5, and a 10 on the auto. And lastly, a 1989 Topps traded Ken Griffey Jr. Gem Mint 10. So, boys, looking at these cards, how do you think Miles did?
For the allotted time, so what did you say? He had 15 minutes and $25,000?
Yes.
And he was able to get an 11 Bowman of Trout, huge. what is that, an 01 Topps Chrome Pools?
Yep.
Otani. I mean, to me, that's impressive. Like, that's pretty impressive what he was able to do. A Griffey, a Trout with $25,000. I love that. I love that. I love the Griffey. Obviously, that's always been my guy. But to able to get,
Ah,
woo!
I thought it was gonna happen to me.
Gesundheit.
Anyways,
What's worse, sneezing while driving or sneezing on the show?
sneezing while driving.
Okay.
Because I've never felt a near-death experience quite like that. But for him, the fact for him to get a Bowman Chrome of Trout and able to get an Otani rookie in the same for $25,000, I'm impressed with Miles Teller. I think he did pretty well. And throwing in a little, we know we've talked about it before, the 1952 Topps, obviously one of the holy grail sets in all of baseball collecting. Him able to get the Willie Mays too. So I'd say
thumbs up.
2 thumbs up to Miles Teller. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. I love the addition of the Willie Mays there. That 1952 Topps is so iconic, and obviously he doesn't have the funds there for the Mickey Mantle, but Willie Mays, second most desirable card in that product, at least in my opinion. Just a beautiful card there. Even in a PSA 2, the last one of those sold for over $6,000. That just shows how those older era cards, they're 60 years old now. They're not going to be in good condition. As long as it's intact and you can see the pictures, that's really all that matters. And he made some good moves here, like with that 2011 Bowman Chrome Trout. I love that Bowman Chrome set because it reminds me of the Bowman football set from the same year. They used, similar designs on those, and I love the old Bowman Chrome football. But it's a great card there, and he picked, the good one. There's 2 different variations of the Trout in this set: the number 175 card and the number 101. This is the 175 we see. The 101 still has the rookie card badge. It still has him in the Angels outfit, and he's in full swinging motion. But it's considered a draft card, even though he's in his pro stuff, and it's a considerably cheaper card. So this is Miles Teller knowing what he's doing, not, this one's cheaper, it's still a rookie, he's going to go for that. And you can say the same with that Topps Chrome Pool Host, because Pool Host has that card, but then there's also the same exact card, but it's the late edition variation. Another card where it's like 50% of the value of the more desirable one there. And that 89 Topps traded Griffey, values are coming down big time on that one. You can get a PSA 10 right now for like $115. I believe the last 2 sales were $115 and $112. And it's just an iconic card. It's a beautiful card.
Right.
It's not easy to get in a PSA 10. Now there's a billion of them. You can get a bunch of raw ones for very cheap, but getting that PSA 10 is tough. I just love how he picked such iconic cards here. My only gripe, the Otani, you could have gone with like the 2018 Topps Chrome or something. Get that rookie shield badge on there, get a little shine, but not a bad choice.
No, I think that's very much a fair assessment. But yeah, I think it goes to show that maybe he does know what he's doing, and he's another one. It's amazing these celebrities are becoming savvy to the hobby, and I feel like maybe what they did as kids, they're getting back into it now that they have a surplus of money, we'll call it. So hopefully eBay continues to do these though, because I would like to pick each person's brain kind of, or at least just kind of nitpick and break down the different vaults they do. So we'll have to look forward to more of those. We here at the Chase though, we now want to take a second to extend a congrats to Cards and Coffee for recently opening its 6th location in Jacksonville, Florida. Stevens, if you could pull up the video, please. There you go. We'll just see, they'll show you inside the store here. Now, Cards and Coffee this time around for this location, they are partnering with the hype section to combine sneakers and clothing with the sports cards and the Pokemon, which it looked to me like they had a lot of nice Nikes. If you'll see in the video, they'll have a wall of Nikes, but some vintage clothing, some Pokemon. I love that. I would love to check this store out. Obviously, the mural on the wall is awesome too. The Cards and Coffee Squad now, they also have locations in Riverside, LA, New York City, and Salt Lake City. So definitely be on the lookout for that. There you go. You see some slabs right there. Nice looking store though. Would love to check it out if I'm ever down in the Jacksonville area. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just some news out of Upper Deck, as they've placed a couple new trademark applications. The first one being Fleer Throwbacks, which covers printed and electronic trading cards, in addition to those good old NFTs. The second being O-Pee-Chee, which covers clothing and namely t-shirts. So, Meerkat, I know you mentioned talking about the Fleer Throwbacks. Could you give us a little bit of info on that one?
Yeah, so I'll just let the people know I am no lawyer. I don't have a deep understanding of trademarks and such. But what it seems here is,
fooled me.
yeah, I'm sure the chat thinks I'm quite the studied individual after the mayonnaise chug.
Dude, I mean, I would have you represent me. You sound like you know how to argue.
I know my way around some bird law. I'll leave it at that. But I think protecting an iconic brand such as Fleer, which, nowadays not nearly as popular, but some of the most iconic sets in, the hobby's history, especially the 86 Fleer basketball, the Jordan rookie, lots of those things. And so now they're, trying to just protect themselves in this new NFT digital landscape, a lot of things like that. They're locking down Fleer for themselves, whether they plan to use it in some sort of NFTs, digital cards. It's really growing with Panini. So we'll see if Upper Deck, tries to do something in that field, especially using Fleer, because, like I said, so many iconic brands from the 80s through the 90s across different sports. They're just kind of covering their skin there, I think. And then with O-Pee-Chee, you're getting a lot more vintage hockey clothing and stuff like that getting popular. So protecting a brand like O-Pee-Chee, which you kind of associate with vintage hockey for clothing and stuff, good move.
Yeah, no, I thought that was interesting with the O-Pee-Chee being for like clothing. But I was just talking to Mike Sardellis out in the hallway today, and he has an homage t-shirt of Topps. So I know Topps has a collab with Homage, which they are out of Ohio, and they make a lot of t-shirts and, different type of things. So, maybe we see that in the future with O-Pee-Chee, Upper Deck partnering with someone to come out with an O-Pee-Chee line of t-shirts and that, which would be really cool because you're right. Just like everything, it comes full circle. So the nostalgia and, the throwback, they'll come out in a retro t-shirt or whatever form, and I think people eat that up.
Yeah, nostalgia sells. I mean, you see it with Mitchell and Ness as well, another brand really just crushing the retro games there. So Upper Deck, they have a brand like O-Pee-Chee, especially vintage hockey. You have so many different logos, symbols, stuff like that. It's a great move.
Great move. Indeed. Now we've gotten to the point in the show where I've got a box in front of me and we've got a giveaway. And you know what? We've got to conjure up. What do people have to do to win this box? We have 2021 Panini Chronicles Football sitting here, and I just knocked it over. That's TV, folks. That's why we're live. So we've got 6 packs. Find 2 autographs and 1 memorabilia card. If you remember, we did the draft picks version, and we pulled a 101 of Matt Corral. Come on. There we go. I finally got his name right. Anyways, we've got the NFL version here. David and I will split the box, and we'll see how we do, honestly. And I'm not going to cut this with a pen, so I don't even have to ask anymore. Meerkat dear, thank you so much. What a thumb there. Meerkat, conjure up in your big head, in your bird law lawyer head, what you think we should do for the folks at home to win this.
Okay, putting me on the spot here with this one, but
you can wait till after. Or do you have
no. Let's figure it out right now. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it right now. Let's do it live.
All right, for the people in the chat, comment in the chat. Who do you think is going to be the 2022 NFL Rookie of the Year?
I love
Offensive or defensive? Have some fun with it. Let us know who and why. Comment here live in the Twitch chat right now or on the YouTube of this video when it's posted later this afternoon. By later this afternoon, I mean in like 30 minutes. So go comment there. Let us know. We'll pick a random winner from Twitch and YouTube chat to take home all the cards we pulled today.
Great. And remember that because I'll probably have you tease that once more at the end of the show. Now, if we could head to the overhead camera. Thank you, sir.
Well, we will.
Here we go. Chronicles Football. All right, David, since the chat always talks about how I apparently have some kind of... Okay, there you go. You see it, folks. Left. I'm handing it over to David. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I will start with first with the right side. As you can see, box is empty. I'll make sure that I don't throw it on our stuff below today,
Don't destroy our set.
like last episode. All right. This one's thick.
Here we go. Of course.
Is it Matt Corral? Oh,
Maybe it's a Gabriel Davis.
okay. Well, that's a good start. Let's. Okay. Let's do this. So, oh, speak of the devil. It's Gridiron Kings here. Instead of Diamond Kings, Gridiron Kings. That's T-Law. Does not have the rookie shield on it. This one does, though. That is Michael Carter. Justin Fields. We've got the Chuba Hubbard from Legacy. There you go. How about a Clear Vision Devonta Smith? Chronicles Mac Jones, as you saw at the start. Brevin Jordan. And a Jalen Waddle out of 399 plates and patches.
Nice.
There you go. A little rookie plates and patches. Nice.
Very nice. Okay, let me get a little glimpse of my microphone too.
They love, yeah, you always get your mic.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, my man. Dawson Knox.
Dawson.
Chronicles. Chronicles, TJ Hawkinson.
Mm.
Met him in Chantilly. Humble brag, but you know, it was cool.
Definitely was a humble brag.
Okay, Micah Hyde. Oh, this pack is really hitting home. Micah Hyde.
Oh, nice.
Ascension.
Let's go. Make sure,
Nice.
hey, we gotta clip that and tag him.
Indeed. Devontae Smith, the Gridiron Kings, just like Troy just recently pulled. Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
Anthony Schwartz. Sorry, I'll get these cards into the frame for you guys. And especially that Micah Hyde, John.
I love that you say John.
Anthony Schwartz. Look at this one. A flux of rookie Zach Wilson.
The dog.
Nice, yes. Got some that dog in him. And then Clear Vision, Kyle Pitts, rookie. Nice. Good
Nice.
start. Good start. Let's go.
All right. Don't mind me, folks. Just sleeving the rest of my cards. Can I cop some penny sleeves off you? Please?
Yes, you may.
Some of the regular ones?
Since you know I steal all of yours.
No. That's not true. That's not why I meant it. Tish. Oh, could have been the worst possible thing you could have done. All right. I'll teach you, kid. I'll teach you. Stick with me. I'll teach you. All right, here we go. Second pack. We've got a purple in there. Oh, is that a red too? Let's see. I don't know if there's a hit. I don't think there is in this pack. All right, so we got Big Ben, Jet, a Rondell Moore score rookie. Look at that. Just want to make everybody aware. There's a little mark there. See if this one's numbered. It is not. It's just a prism parallel. You can see there. Came out of the pack like that. Not me. Speak of the devil, we talked about Kevin Mond earlier. There's a Gridiron Kings. There we go. Nice. How about a JaMar Chase? And a purple Dynagon rookie of Rondell Moore. This is the Rondell Moore pack out of 199 there. And then nice. How about a Terrence Marshall Prism Black there. And then Trey Lance playoff. Nice. Very nice.
Okay. Pack 2.
Pack 2.
We got a Chronicles Chris Godwin.
Nice.
Chronicles LaVisca Chenault Jr. I thought this dude was going to be an absolute stud.
Still time.
Still time. Lamar Jackson, Chronicles. We got a flux of Devontae Smith.
Nice.
Interesting look with these cards. Gridiron Kings, Elijah Moore. Jets have a lot of high hopes for him.
Yeah.
And then looks like a Kenneth Gainwell Luminance rookie. Okay, this one's pretty sweet. We got Aaron Rodgers, Magnitude, and it's numbered, I can tell on the back. 5 out of 49.
Nice. There you go. A little low number.
A little transparency.
Love that.
And Terrace Marshall, rookie. Numbered. And then we have playoffs momentum, Justin Fields, rookie.
There we go.
Pretty
Cool.
sweet.
All right, last pack here. We should have one more auto, which, hey, man, David might have it.
It's called a winning streak.
He's on a heater. All right, we've got Jalen Waddle, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Evans, Michael Carter. Is that a gridiron of who? Felipe Franks?
Oh,
No
there-
clue.
He was a rookie last year. There's talks about him possibly being a starter this year at some point.
Interesting. All right, out of 199, Kellen Mond. And then we've got Ravens rookie Rashad Bateman and a Kyle Trask Magnitude rookie. So there you go.
Beauty.
All right, it's up to you.
All right.
Auto is up to you.
As cool kids would say, last pack magic.
By cool kids, we mean Steve.
Yes. Danny Dimes,
Mm-hmm.
Chronicles. Oh, met this guy too.
Nick Chubb?
Nick Chubb.
Chubba.
Here we go.
See the auto?
JaMar Chase.
No way.
JaMar Chase auto.
Bang, bang.
45 out of 99. Turn of the century. Rookie.
Oh,
Oh, man.
my God.
Gorgeous.
Sheesh.
Oh, and then look.
Dude.
JaMar Chase.
You are on. He is on the way. The momentum has shifted.
Yep.
The
The
table-
vibe has changed.
The turns have tabled.
Gridiron Kings, Micah Parsons. The betting man, Calvin Ridley. 17 out of 49. Chronicles. A little purple action in there. Pretty sweet. Prism, Javonte Williams, rookie. Sorry, I keep moving it down. It's just the way my hands are working. Then, hey, look at that. A Magnitude Zach Wilson, rookie.
Wow. Wow. That ended up save the best for last there. Huh? That box ended up being a banger. Nice JaMar Chase out of 99. We'll make sure we one-touch that. We don't have any one-touches in the studio right now, so we'll make sure we get that sleeved up at least right now, and then we'll get that in a one-touch. Man, how about it, Meerkat, eh?
Not too shabby there for David. You said it. The energy has shifted, kind of like the Boston Celtics there. David is now taking control of these, these pack rips here.
I mean, it was bound to happen, right?
It had to. Everybody was rooting for him. We kind of manifested it, I feel like.
It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
Whoa.
All right, we're getting into our last little bit here. This is the highlight reel now. What we wanted to talk about is earlier this week, we saw ESPN release The Captain. It is going to be a 7-part series on none other than Derek Jeter, the captain himself of the New York Yankees. Now, the reason we bring this up, and as you can see here, we made a little slideshow of some great early Jeter cards here. Obviously, the two you saw there, some of the most highly sought after rookies, and then a couple of the early autos here of Derek Jeter. And then, of course, another rookie there. Reason we want to bring this up, though, is last year, or actually 2 years ago now, that shows how much it's just been. The Last Dance came out, and it seems as though we saw a boom from that on Michael Jordan cards.
We did.
So I want to talk to you two, Meerkat and David, about, what do you guys think? What do you think this show, The Captain, could possibly do for Derek Jeter and, specifically his cards in the hobby?
I think, you can relate it back to The Last Dance, obviously, and the effect it had on the Jordan rookies during that time. So looking at numbers, these are PSA 9 numbers for the Jordan rookie. In 2013, you can get a PSA 9 Jordan, 86 Fleer, for less than $2,000. Then the month of The Last Dance before it premiered, that price was right around $8,800. The Last Dance debuts. You have 4 straight sales, all over $10,000 for the PSA 9 Jordan rookie. All, immediately after it premiering, each one getting higher and higher. You saw this card had an 11% increase in value in one day just because of The Last Dance. Now, I don't think the Captain so far has been the cultural phenomenon that The Last Dance was, because obviously a lot of us were locked down, quarantine when The Last Dance came out. We were starving for some entertainment. It's when the sports bubble was starting to really explode there and everybody getting back into the hobby. So I don't see the same correlation happening, but I definitely think there's going to be a boost. It's, Derek Jeter's been getting a lot of flack online the last few years. It seems like it's a popular thing to hate on him now, which I may or may not have been in that crowd, but this is something that helps his popularity increase and now puts him back at the forefront of conversations.
Yeah, what say you?
I think it'll definitely help. I looked, and over the last couple of days, I've definitely seen more sales as the first episode happened. Second episode was last night. So I do think, it's the Captain. It's the Yankees. He's always going to accrue interest and value. And now that there's this highly sought after documentary on him, it's just people are going to be like, oh, I wonder what Jeter prices are like. I wonder if I could get a Jeter rookie, because the interest is now blooming more because of the documentary.
Well, I know our own man here as part of the Chase crew, Dave Stevens. I know he was kind of just surfing eBay a little bit already for some Derek Jeter stuff. Yeah, he's one of those players, kind of obviously nowhere near the same realm as Jordan, but I know that he is a highly sought after card to begin with because he still really doesn't sign that much. I know. So I feel like his autographs are already kind of up there, but I feel like in the Jordan sense where now or right after that aired, his rookies were $10,000. I think that's where it's going to affect most. I think you're going to see Jeter rookies go up. Agree?
Yeah. I think you see it like how with the Jordan, every player like this has their iconic rookie card, especially back in the day. And the one for Jeter is the 1993 SP foil card for him there. And the thing about this card, it's a card that wasn't, a short print or anything like that. Now it is a foil, so there was a little less than the base. But the thing that makes this so desirable is it's another extremely, extremely hard grade to get a PSA 10 on. When submitting this card for grading, only about less than 1 in every 1,000 cards submitted to PSA have received a Gem Mint 10. I think the number's only in the 20s of 10s that are around. And this is a card, 2-3 years ago was about hovering around $200,000 until last year we saw the record sale of $690,000 for one of these PSA 10s. I think this is a card you can see hit 7 figures because of this documentary. The large sales already coming. People are already speculating this is going to be a card that continues to just increase year over year. This is something that could give it the boost, and we see a big 7-figure deal.
Too, it is late in July, so maybe it'll count more toward August. But going back to when we looked at the PSA by the numbers, do we see an increase in the submission of Derek Jeter rookies? And does he end up cracking those top lists?
I say he probably ends up cracking it.
I
feel like there's going to be just a worldwide interest because of the documentary, and everyone's just going to be like, oh, I got this Jeter card laying around.
Yeah,
let's just send it in.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested to see where that goes, and we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, 2 episodes have dropped in the 7-part series, so we'll keep an eye out on that and kind of we'll monitor. You know, obviously you too. If you see anything and it's going off the radars, let me know and we'll bring it up. So now reports are saying that Calgary Flames star Matthew Tkachuk has informed the team he's not going to be returning next season. That's going to hurt. This comes after the Flames filed for salary arbitration with Tkachuk earlier this week. Now, although he hasn't requested a trade yet, sources are saying that's likely to happen soon. And it's also said that his preferred destinations are St. Louis, Vegas, Florida, Nashville, and Dallas. So, fellas, what have we seen from his cards to begin with while he's been in Calgary? And, you know, do we think this move is going to be effective for him hobby-wise?
I mean, I found one of his cards. I was looking at the Young Gun, and
Yeah.
let me pull it up here. Yeah, the Young Gun PSA 10. It was a gem mint, sold for 210 Canadian. So I don't know exactly what that translates
Sure.
to in American dollars.
Doll hairs?
But then there was also another one that I thought was really cool. That was SP Authentic, limited auto out of 50 with a patch, and that was $135.
Was that his rookie? Was it a 16?
It was 2021.
Okay. That's an interesting note, though, because I will say that I was looking on the Alt app that you've been using, and I did see, yes, his Young Guns regular holds its value quite a bit. I mean, recent sales here, 170, 154, 162, 153, 150, and then even July 8th, 204. That might have been the Canadian. Actually, that might have been the Canadian one you were talking about.
Maybe,
honest
yeah.
to goodness. Same thing too, though. Actually, with his canvas rookie, 180, but then 101, 169, 90, 85, 70. So it seems like the true Young Guns for Matthew Tkachuk is worth more than the canvas, which is interesting. But I think that's the note I'm trying to get to, though, is that he seems to hold his value, at least his rookie stuff. Maybe his newer stuff is tapered off a little bit, but obviously you showing that patch auto from 2021, you said, you know, that still being over $100, I feel like in the hockey world,
It's
pretty big.
It's decent, yeah.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, his prices the past year have been so stagnant between, 150-ish and 220-ish USD there. He's just a good player. It's now, will putting him in a bigger market increase the value of his cards on a better team even? I think so, definitely. You see it all the time when players get vaulted into the spotlight by leaving a team like Calgary, who it sounds like they're not good team, they're a playoff team, but they've kind of been gutted a bit now. He's not happy there, and they are a smaller market. They aren't on TV every night. So you put him in a big market where he's in front of more eyes. He becomes more of a household name. You're going to see these Young Guns. I can see him, fluttering around 300 if he gets traded to a big team.
Yeah, which is an interesting note because I know we've talked about in the past, Canadian players and being on Canadian teams usually tend to help on paper for their value for the hobby. So going to a bigger market that's an American market, though, will that help? Like you said, will he get more national exposure where Calgary's not as on TV as much? But I think you're right that I just stagnant. But I think another word we can use for that is consistent. It's consistent, which I feel like with hockey, you don't see a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of peaks and valleys, and especially with hockey, one of the only people that you're looking for current day is Connor McDavid. And now Cale Makar has kind of emerged as well as someone you really want to collect. But then after that, I feel like there's a little bit of a drop off.
And then I just think too with Tkachuk, the Tkachuk name. If you're a hockey guy, the Tkachuk name has been here for years. I mean, it goes back to Keith Tkachuk. I mean, it was just his name will always, in my opinion, because of the hockey family background, will always gain some type of interest. Because when you hear Tkachuk, everyone knows, oh, great hockey family.
Yeah, no, I think that is a great point. That's a great point. And, it's one of those things too, where I'm sure the card companies probably are chomping at the bit if they haven't already, because now you can have a Brady. You could do the combo. You could have Brady Keith dual auto, or Brady Keith dual card, or Brady Matthew dual auto, and vice versa, or even the trio. So the last name definitely helps. But I mean, he has the stats and obviously the highlight reel that you can watch to back it up.
Yeah, and it's not like because of, you know, who his dad is or who his brother is, that's what's getting his value. Like, no, he's a 100-point player. He had 104 points last year, put up 42 goals, 64 assists. I mean, the kid can play.
Kid can play indeed. Well, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us today. Meerkat, I want to toss you one more time. Do you have any last notes, and possibly give us the giveaway one more time for everybody at home?
Yeah, so to win our giveaway today, all the cards you saw pulled, including David's JaMar Chase right there, just a gorgeous card. Just comment here in the Twitch or on the YouTube in the comments below, who do you think will be the 2022 NFL Rookie of the Year, offensive or defensive? Have some fun with it. Tell us why you think so. You're allowed to be a homer here. There's no wrong answers.
Yeah.
We're not going to wait till, you know, awards are announced for this one. I think we'll give it away. We'll pick a winner on Monday, right?
Yeah,
we won't wait 8 months.
No. Yeah, exactly. We won't wait 8 months. This is just your early hot takes, and that's what we love here.
Exactly.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you stay tuned. Steve is next with group and personal breaks. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on social media at DA Card World. Visit dacardworld.com for the hottest products in the hobby today. Have a great weekend. We will see you guys on Monday. Oh, and also make sure you listen to us on Spotify and Apple. Don't forget that. Do you want to send them into the weekend?
Yes.
How are we going to do it?
You know what? There's no other thing to do. Just remember, it's all about the chase.
There it is, baby. We'll see you guys Monday. Oh, I hit it. Top guy.